Yo, what's good, people? What's popping? What's popping, everybody? PNP, Rashad and Dave. What's good with y'all, man? It's lit. Dave, what's good with you, man?
What's up, everybody? Everything's everything, man. Crazy weekend to say the least. Got to see both of my kids this weekend, so it was good. Summertime, chilling.
Nice. Yeah, man. We, same old here. Didn't do much. Actually, was chilling for real. I hung out at Fan Fest for a little bit, but my family was out of town. My daughter was in Orlando, and my wife was in Orlando, but they came back yesterday, so it's back to normal now. But I had a real cool, relaxed weekend. My daughter made the competition team once again, so she had to do her tryouts. So Dan's dad again next season. It's gonna be lit, super fun. But yeah, man. It's a pretty cool, laid back weekend, bro. What's good, everybody? It's a lot of people in here, bro. A lot of people. Rob, what's good? Grandizer, Wade, Panthers Rule, Humble Flip, Renegade.
They picking on my light, man.
It's a lot of people. A lot of people in here. A lot of people in here, dog. Who else? Jordan, Plymouth, Marcus was good. Tony, what's good? 89J Stubbs, my man. Matthew, Michael. Woo, it's a lot of y'all in here, bro. Sasha, Rob, my guy, always in here. ZZ's, Triple Z's all up in here. Tyree, my guy. Cephas was good. A lot of y'all, man. Y'all lit. Y'all lit already. We supposed to have a special guest call. I think he's working on some audio issues. It's cool. Take your time. We got the guys from Panthers on Tap coming to join us. Oh, well, Curtis is from Panthers on Tap is going to join us. I'm not sure about the other guy, but take your time. Fix your issues, your audio issues. We'll get you in here whenever I see you pop in. So just take your time, bro. But all right. So Dave, you want to go ahead and jump right into this, bro?
Oh, yeah, man. Let's get into it.
Yeah, we got the main time. I know what you want to talk about, and we got it up here. So don't fret. All right, let me share my screen real quick.
I'm afraid to what you think I want to talk about, but we'll see how this goes.
Well, we got to take care of some serious business first. We got to take care of the serious stuff real quick. All right, so real quick, 704 Charlotte Bound. His I saw a post from his sister. I think they are having the funeral services this Friday for 704 Charlotte Bound. So man, if y'all are in the area, it's the address is right there on the screen. Jot that joint down. There is a GoFundMe if you want to check that out. Please, donate what you can. Every little bit matters. I think they're trying to get the raise the funds for the final expenses and whatnot. So if you you got a little bit of change, feel free to go ahead and contribute to that joint. I'm gonna head over there, man, because it's truth be told, that's the funeral right around the corner from my house. So I'm gonna head over there and pay my respects to 704 Charlotte Bound and support him and his family just like he supported this channel and all the other Panther YouTubers. So I will be there on behalf of, if nobody else show up, I'll be there on behalf of all Panther creators and whatnot, just to show our respects and whatnot. So just want to make sure.
I think there'll be a few folks there. I would think.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it is what it is. It's on a Friday. It's on a Friday. At the viewing is 1:00. I think the funeral starts at 2. So I'll be in that joint. So it is what it is. I'm not a big funeral guy. I don't do them, but at the end of the day, that man supported us and all Absolutely. Panther creators. So I'm gonna take one for the team, and again, I really don't do funerals like that, but it is what it is. So 704 Charlotte Bound, bro. We gonna see you on the way out, bro. And I didn't know, Dave. I didn't know he was a Omega.
I did not know that either.
I didn't know that either, bro. So I'm sure they're gonna do something for him. I think they have some dedication stuff. So, but yeah, man. So that was super dope. So yeah, I'll be there. All right. So RIP 704 Charlotte Bound. We'll see you, bro. All right. So moving on. Dave, Olympics. We got to talk about our Aggies, bro, because they showed up and showed out. They showed up and they showed out. Trevor Stewart, Randolph Ross, medal action, Dave. Let the people know.
So Trevor, he was in the mixed relay 4x400. He ran in the qualifying and the final round, and they got the bronze medal there. I believe Poland won that one. And both Trevor and Randolph Ross ran in the first round in the 4x400 relay. But with the Olympic rules, they can change up the entire team. So they changed three of the runners for the final, which included them. So they didn't run in the final. Neither one ran in the final, but they do get a gold medal because they ran in one of the rounds.
Facts.
So congrats. Only one person ran in both rounds for the 4x400. So congrats to both of them. It's a huge deal. There was a little bit of a controversy about how the Big South Conference covered it, but that was cleared up. So I think we're good to go there.
What was the controversy behind that?
So basically, they were hyping up Randolph Ross in the Olympics, you know what I'm saying? And they weren't really mentioning Trevor Stewart. And part of the reason why they weren't mentioning Trevor Stewart is because he no longer has any more eligibility. So theoretically, he never ran for the Big South. But Randolph Ross will be running for the Big South this upcoming year. So they were hyping up. Yeah, it made perfect sense. But people are out here saying, see, this is what happens when you go to another conference. No, it's about not trying to have the other conference say something about it. But then they kind of cleared it up by saying, hey, by the way, 2 Aggies are in the Olympics. 2 Aggies got a gold medal for the 4x400, but 1 is a Big South athlete, which is Randolph Ross. So they kind of cleared it up. But initially, they were just focusing on Randolph Ross, and people felt a certain type of way. But there was reason for that because they didn't want to make another conference angry, is the best way to put it. But shout out to both of these gentlemen. They ran well. They represented the country proud. They brought home a gold, which is one of the only goals that the track and field team got, by the way.
Yeah, the women got the men.
This was the only gold the men got.
Yeah,
the women
came through. The
women came through in other events.
The men didn't do so well. But shout out to the Aggies, bro. You already know he's gonna come up here and talk cash shit for our Aggies. So shout out to the Aggies, and we in here, man. We in here. All right, so let's move on real quick. Got to shout out News Break. Go get that app. And shout out to and follow us on all of our Twitters and Instagrams and TikToks at Panther Nation PC on all social sites except for Facebook. Panther Nation Podcast on Facebook. Be sure to go ahead and sub up just to share our goals. Again, I kind of like to manifest what we're trying to do. So it's crazy. We had a good week last week. We are up to 11,300 subs. Well, right under. We like 11,298. So if you're watching this, man, go ahead and sub us up so you can go ahead and get us over that hump. So 11,300, give or take. We are on the road to 12,000. We're trying to get there by the start of the season. So by week 1, we're trying to get there. So we got a long way to go. Let's help us get there. News Break, we got a little ways to go, but Twitter, we straight killing it, bro. We got to the 1,000 goal, but I'm moving the goalpost, man. I got to move the goalpost. We got to get up to 2,000 now. So let's go ahead and hit that follow button over there on Twitter, Instagram. Little ways to go. Got a nice little following there on TikTok, Instagram. But go ahead and hit that sub button and help your boys out. And TikTok, we slowly moving. We slowly moving along. So go ahead and follow us up over on all the socials. All right, go ahead and do that duty. All right. Patreon, man, come through. Had a good time with about 4 of our Patreon members at the game. And then we handed out some more tickets to, he wasn't sitting with us, but another one of our Patreon members got the remaining tickets that we had. So shout out to them, man. We had a blast. But we almost got 70 Patreon members, bro, which is crazy to me. That's crazy. It's ridiculous. But shout out to Sam, Solomon, and C. They are the new free agents. Shout out to all of our Patreon members. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I know I owe y'all some content. I have been at training camp the past couple of days. I am going tomorrow. So I will be out there tomorrow. And shout out to Bradley. He's a new franchise member. We got some Dave got some fantasy stuff coming too. So stay tuned. A lot of good stuff coming up.
I'll go in and make the announcement now. I haven't set the time yet, but Saturday I'm going to go live. We're going to do a Zoom with all the Patreons, and we're going to talk about my rankings. My rankings are done for the quarterback, wide receiver, running back, and tight end positions. Those are the only 4 that are important anyway. So I'm going to talk through my rankings with my Patreon subscribers live, and then I'm going to do Q&A and talk strategies live. Now, for the folks who won't be able to make it on Saturday, I do plan on recording it and posting it. But that's only going to be for Patreon subscribers. So it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it on Saturday.
Yep. And last but not least, we got the MVPs. Y'all already know what time it is. I still got to send out y'all stuff. All the winners. I know Sean forgot to bring the helmet. My bad. But I got it boxed up. I got to send that joint over. So I got a bunch of stuff to send. I'm slow when it comes to that. So my bad. I'll get it out this week. All right. So I got y'all. Hang tight. All right. So shout out to all of you, our Patreon members. We appreciate the support. All right. So let me hold on. We got to pause right here. I got to bring in a special guest, Dave. We got Bryson from Panthers On Tap. Welcome, sir. Welcome. So I know Curtis is having some issues. So what's good with him? Is he all right?
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for having us on. Yeah, we're having a little bit of issues. We've never used StreamYard before, so I was trying to get on with a Mac, and I guess it doesn't work with the Mac browser. So I had to download Google Chrome.
That's true.
You gotta use Chrome. Yeah, I'm a Mac guy too, bro. So I convert to Chrome for these shows.
Hey, yeah. So I had to do that, but he's trying. I guess he DM'd you on Twitter. Try to send the link to his Twitter and log on through Chrome on his laptop, but he might have to do it through his phone. So
yeah, let me get him the link real quick, because I didn't see that. There we go. All right, I was trying to pay attention, but no worries. So, you guys, man. First of all, you guys had a crazy week, right? Last week with the it's crazy. Just to give y'all some backstory on, because we were watching training camp with these guys. What was it, last Tuesday? The day that eBay knocked out Keith Kirkwood, and so we're watching it together right there beside each other. And we couldn't figure out what the hell was going. We couldn't tell if it was a lower body injury, upper body. We could not tell. But it's crazy that you got the great footage. And then, you posted it on Twitter and it went nuts. Explain what happened. Explain what happened with that, bro.
Yeah. So when it first happened, I know me and you were talking, and we thought it was BZ for a minute. We thought it was Zylstra down the ground, and we were worried. Our hearts were beating out of our chest. And then I think somebody beside of us said it was Kirkwood. But yeah, I caught the video. It wasn't a great video. I caught it on my phone. Of course, they were on the opposite side of the field, so it was far away. It was like 100 yards, and there was like a light pole in the way. But you could see a little bit of the hit. So I posted it, and then you gave me a shout out on your live on YouTube, and then a couple of your people came to it. Yeah. And then it just took off, man. And it went to, I think even Adam Scheffner posted it on his Twitter. So
everybody tagged me because they were like, dude, your voice is on your voice is on the video that Shefty retweeted. And so that video was nuts. I saw it all over the place.
Yeah, dude.
So it was crazy. It was crazy. Man.
I think it ended up
the rule of video is right.
What's that?
It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. If you got it, you got it.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's the case in that video for sure, because it ended up getting like 800,000 views. So
that is, and I saw the numbers when I saw it. It was like 100K views.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. That's crazy. So how has life been? I mean, have you guys has your following increased? How has that worked out for you guys?
Yeah. So on Twitter, we gained about probably 250, 300 followers, and just from that video alone. And last week we posted an episode, and I think at this point it's our highest streamed episode so far. So
nice.
Yeah, so we're definitely gaining a little bit of followers, and we're still kind of new to the game.
Yeah.
We've had about 17 or 18 episodes, so we haven't been doing it super long, and every week we try to get a guest, and like last week we had Josh Graham, who's a local radio host here in Winston-Salem, and then tomorrow actually we record, and we have Vincent from the Wright Report on.
Okay.
He's coming on, the managing editor. He's such a good interview. I don't know if you guys have ever had him on, but I highly recommend him. He is very knowledgeable about everything Panthers. So highly recommend it.
Yeah. So we like to share our platform. We've we've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years, and we like to share our platform with up and coming folk. So we we were sitting next to each other, just going back and forth. I was like, man, we might as well have to bring you guys on. So super dope, man. You guys have a good product. I listened to a couple of episodes. So you guys are doing some good stuff over there. So we only extend invites to people that are doing good work. So shout out to you. Shout out to you. You on mute, bro, by the way. Yep. There you go.
We appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. And I know Curtis is thankful too. I know he's not in here. I don't really know what's taking him so long, but yeah, we're super thankful for you to have us on, man, and just spread the word of another good podcast up and coming. So
absolutely. All right, so let's talk about CJ Henderson, right? Because we're gonna talk about this, then we'll get into the Panthers. A couple things we gotta take care of before we get into the Panthers stuff. Okay. But CJ Henderson, right? This cat, drafted by the Jaguars last year, cornerback, and apparently they made him available on the market. And there's as soon as somebody becomes available, Panther Nation goes nuts. We got to get him. We got to find a way to get this guy, make it happen, any means necessary. So Dave, I'll start with you. Do you have any thoughts on potentially scooping up a dude like CJ Henderson?
Would they take Shaq Thompson?
They probably would take. They may take him, but they may not take his contract.
Well, they got to take both as a package deal type of thing.
That is true. That is true.
Would they take Dante Jackson and maybe like a low round pick?
That's interesting. That is interesting. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to get for him. I don't know what they're trying to get for him.
All I'm going to say is this.
Oh, go ahead.
The guy can't I want to know why the Sutton I want to trade this guy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Why are they shopping him in the first place? I mean, he's a first-round pick his second year in the league.
I have no idea.
Bro,
I have no clue.
If the dude is just Dante, like even if he's like Dante light, it's worth the trade alone just to not have to worry about trying to pay Dante. Because at least you'll have 3 more years with him to develop, 2 or 3 more years to develop with him.
You got 2 or 3 more years plus a 5th-year option, bro.
So he's the first-round pick. So yeah, now you got nah. We need to go ahead and take Dante in a bag of chips or like a low draft pick and just call this shit a day and keep it moving.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know what he's a first-round pick, so they're not going to just they're not just going to give him away, bro. But I mean, I'm just curious. I'm with you guys. Like, why? First of all, why are they trying to get rid of him? And then second of all, what's the deal? Like, how much you going to take for him? Like, it's crazy. So I don't know.
Yeah, I remember last year when during the draft, the Panthers were very interested in him. So I remember the talk was that the Panthers might draft him at, what was it, 8th last year? 8th or 9th, whatever spot we were at. And it was like a super realistic possibility for them to take him. So there's obviously some interest there, but like you guys were saying, it would depend on what the asking price is.
They won't give up a first for him. I can tell you that right now. They can't give up a second because we don't have a second to give.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, would you do it for Dante Jackson in a third?
I mean, but yeah, Dante, you got to think about Dante. Though, he's on a contract year too, so like you got to pay Dante after you take him. So
but the thing is, I think
to do that.
I think Urban Meyer would be intrigued by it. I mean, if he thinks that he could turn Dante into an animal. The problem is, then you're gonna have to figure out how you're gonna handle it. You're gonna have to pay him immediately. So.
Yeah,
and talk about going from a young secondary to an even younger secondary.
Exactly, but a young, talented secondary.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it's super talented, bro.
That's true.
You would have 2, first-round cornerbacks, high top 10 picks. So that would be insane.
But it goes back to I want to know what the hell happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be some strings. Like something's got to be up, bro. Like you don't just. I know you got a new coaching staff. You coming in. You Urban Meyer. Everything's new, but you can't just give up on a first round pick like that, bro. Like that's weird to me. I don't get that. I don't get that. So.
And I mean, it sounds like he had a pretty good year with Jacksonville last year too.
Yeah, he was solid. But still, bro. Like that's a bit much for me. I don't know about that one. But all right, I just want to get y'all thoughts on that. I thought it was a pretty interesting topic. I know, again, Panther Nation goes nuts. Anytime a player becomes available, people like to go crazy.
Well, because we're in every deal now with Fitterer. We're in every deal.
That's true. Got to be in on
every deal. We're in every deal.
That's what he said. All right, so let's move on. All right, Dave. We just had We just had the Hall of Fame class go in, 2021 class go in, but now 22 is upon us. 2022 is upon us. Okay. Steve Smith is eligible. Okay. Curtis, what's good, bro? You got it? You got it now? You straight?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. You sound good, bro.
Awesome.
You sound good.
Okay.
All right. Well, welcome Curtis from Panthers on Tap. I hope we introduced you guys a little bit earlier, and I told you we were sitting watching training camp with you guys last week when you guys got the footage and it went nuts. But yeah, welcome to the show, man. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Chop it up some football.
Nice. All right, so let's talk Steve Smith in 2022, potential Hall of Famer, bro. Dave? What's your gut feeling, bro? You think he can get in there?
God, man.
You can't. Do you think Steve Smith
here's the dilemma.
Get in the Hall of Fame, bro?
No. I think he can get in the Hall. Now, whether or not he's going to get in next year is where the problem lies. I think Steve Smith is a Hall of Famer. I think the bar for a first ballot Hall of Famer for a wide receiver is tough. To put it in perspective, Randy Moss wasn't the first ballot Hall of Famer. Terrell Owens wasn't the first ballot Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think Marvin Harrison was the first ballot Hall of Famer. But we know why. Thug life. So my point is
stupid.
My point is that first ballot Hall of Famers for wide receivers doesn't happen that often. And there's some great ones that have to wait. But the problem that lies right now with Steve Smith is that he's going to have like a precious pocket for him to get in. Because if it's too long,
yeah,
and there's more of these cats that starts being out in these streets, it's going to be difficult for him to get in because of the inflated numbers from the Pass Happy League. And I think, like, if you look at Steve Smith's numbers, I could argue first ballot. I could legitimately argue first ballot. There's no wide receiver in a run-first offense that is more proficient than him. He got the triple crown in a run-first offense. He led the league in receiving yards, touchdowns, and catches in a run-first offense. When the offense knows that's the only weapon they have. When the defense knows that's the only weapon they have. So, I mean, him being on NFL Network staff is going to help him. There's no doubt about that. I think that's going to help him. But first ballot is a little bit too rough, man, because I know how hard Megatron was first ballot.
So pause right there, Dave, because you talk about wide receivers, and it's hard for those guys to get in there. But let's talk about who's eligible next year, because that matters, right? So you got Andre Johnson as a wide receiver available or eligible. You got Torrey Holt, Reggie Wayne, and Quan Bolden. You don't think Steve Smith can eclipse those guys?
Reggie Wayne, so. But this is not Reggie's first. Is this Reggie's first year? This ain't Reggie's first year, is it?
No, it's not Reggie's first year.
So Reggie's waiting.
But so Steve Smith has better stats than everybody I just named.
I'm not doubting that.
Andre Johnson included. Everybody.
I'm not doubting that. Dude, I think he should be first ballot. I do. The Panthers and me think he should be. But I think the reality is if we're talking about who's ever been first ballot, we're talking Jerry Rice, Megatron. Can you name any other ones? Maybe some of the older heads like Steve Largent, maybe. Like those are the type of folks. Like he's the most proficient under 6 foot wide receiver we've ever seen. Period. By far. Because typically wide receivers his size isn't a number one, and he was a number one. You know what I'm saying? So when you take that, first ballot would be tough, guys. If he gets it, I'll be thrilled, but I just don't see it based on the history.
So Bryson Curtis, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Steve Smith potentially getting in the Hall of Fame next year?
Yeah, I agree with David. I think it's difficult for sure, but I think if anybody can do it in that class, it's Steve Smith. I mean, just the Panthers fan in me, I'm so biased for Steve Smith. It's ridiculous.
Clearly.
But I mean, Steve Smith is my second favorite Panther of all time. So,
who's the first? Gotta know who's the first.
Cam Newton.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
enough.
I'm a huge Cam Newton fan. So, and still am to this day. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I love Steve Smith. It's hard to argue against his career stats of almost 15,000 yards and 81 touchdowns. I mean, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Steve Smith.
The other dilemma you have too, and people are saying it in the chat. I think the small market is going to be a factor in this, man.
BS.
Because
that's true.
No, BS. This dude is. I tell you what negates that, right? That him being media right now negates all of that, because who votes for the NFL or for the Hall of Fame?
You know what?
It's the media. It's
you're
the media.
Right. No.
Those media connections. Those media connections negate all that stuff, bro. If anything helps Steve Smith, and I think it was strategic play by him, right? Let me become a media guy. It's gonna help me get in the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna do it. And I think put it like this: Darren Nat or Gat, however you say his name, from the Panthers, he gets a vote into the Hall of Fame, right? He gets that vote for the Carolina media market.
Darren Gant.
Yeah, Gant. Excuse me. He gets that vote, right? So just to put it in perspective, there's other guys that he's worked with on NFL Network that get votes, bro. I think that's going to go a long way, personally. I think it's going to.
No, I'm not doubting it's going to help.
I'm saying first ballot. To trump all that, Randy Moss didn't make it in the first ballot. Steve Smith ain't make it in the first ballot. It's that simple.
And Randy Moss. You know what Randy Moss worked for? Who did he work for, guys? Who did Randy Moss work for? He worked for ESPN. They had voters.
Fair enough.
He worked for other media outlets. I think he worked for Fox.
I'm the biggest fan of Steve Smith as much as you guys are. I mean, he deserves it, but if Randy Moss ain't getting in first ballot, it's Steve Smith ain't making it. There's no way.
And the other problem you're gonna have, and this is the thing that killed Randy Moss too, the media attention, like the negative stuff starts to pop up when it's voting time, bro. And that kind of delayed Moss's votes because of the media history. And I love Steve Smith, but let's just say he ain't exactly 16-0 in this media game as a player.
That's a fact.
My man punched out a couple teammates, sir.
That is a fact.
And they're gonna bring it back up. I mean, if they brought back up the murder charge for
dude, he got bodies though, bro. Come on, man.
Huh?
Marvin got bodies, B.
Marvin waited too. It wasn't first ballot.
Yeah, but he still got in off of bodies.
Marvin was the most prolific wide receiver that Peyton Manning ever had. But because that man had bodies in Philadelphia, he had to wait. And he wasn't a big media guy at the time either. He didn't talk to the media like that when he was a player. They penalized folks like that, bro. I'm telling you. They penalize folks like that. If you got a bad perception, they're going to penalize them. Now, like you got these other three guys, man. Out of these four that's up here, the one that's probably going to go first ballot is probably DeMarcus Ware out of the four. If you ask me to pick one of these four, it'll be Ware.
I agree with that. There's some other guys that they don't have pictured, though.
No, and I know there's others, but if you're going to give me these four, if you can name a couple more, but like where's the no-brainer right here?
Fair enough.
Andre Johnson, I think it would be a travesty if Andre Johnson gets in before Steve Smith. I personally think it'll be a travesty.
Yeah, I agree there too. I agree with that too. I don't think that should happen. But all right, I just want to pose that question. I agree with the Randy Moss scenario with him getting in or not going first ballot.
Well,
I agree. I would ask though, who did he have to wait for to go in? Right? Who did Randy Moss have to wait for to go in first? Because that matters.
Nobody.
Right?
Nobody. Well, from a wide receiver standpoint, nobody. Nobody.
So there was who was he up against?
Hold on.
So because that matters, right? The guys that Steve Smith are up against, I just don't. I don't see anybody.
Hines Ward isn't in yet, bro.
Again,
I'm just letting you know.
He got rings though, but is he better than Smitty?
I don't think he is.
That's what I'm saying.
But when you look at the statistics, he might be closer than you think.
I don't think so.
But I gotta check. I don't know.
But anyway, I didn't want to draw this out, but I think it's a good
but
discussion.
I gotta look, man. We talking about Hall of Fame. We gotta have a discussion.
Okay.
Do you think they're gonna actually put Tony Romo in as a first ballot?
No.
I'm very afraid that they're going to, bro.
No,
they better not. They better not.
So.
The dude has more passing yards than Troy Aikman.
Just saying. So they're saying Randy Moss was first ballot.
No, he wasn't.
Is that true?
Wait a minute, hold on. I thought they made him wait.
I don't know.
I'm about to find out.
I don't know. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie like I know. I have no.
No,
idea.
I'm checking right now.
Yep, they're saying multiple people are confirming it in the chat.
Okay, maybe he was.
Yeah, he said. It says, yeah,
he did.
Calvin Johnson joins Raymond Berry, Steve Largent, Randy Moss, Paul Warfield, Lance Allworth, and Jerry Rice as first ballot Hall of
Steve
Famers.
Smith will be added to that list.
You think so?
I think so.
Stamp it.
All right, now that might change.
Again, I asked.
All right.
Who are you gonna put in front of him, bro?
Well, that means T.O. But T.O. definitely didn't get it.
We know what T.O. he burned a shit ton of bridges, bro. Like we know that, bro. Like that's a different case. Again, I ask of it all the wide receivers. You're gonna put a wide receiver. They're not gonna not put a wide receiver in, right? Of all wide receivers available, who are they gonna put in ahead of Steve Smith?
All right, let me see here. Hold on.
Nobody.
I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking the question, bro.
Nah, I wanna put some. I need to give me a second to look something up. I'm curious about something. I'm curious about the wide receivers that are eligible that aren't in yet.
I just told you the ones that matter. Andre Johnson,
but
Anquan Bolden. Let's see. Who else? Torrey Holt, Reggie Wayne. Those are the guys that matter, bro.
I'm looking now. Steve Smith. Yeah, he's eighth. He's eighth all time.
So I ask again. Who are they gonna put in front of him, bro? It's like the perfect scenario for this dude to just go in, bro.
Yeah, he should go first ballot based on the numbers.
Based on the stats, based on the numbers,
he should go first ballot,
there, bro.
I could see Reggie Wayne get ahead of him this upcoming
That'll be
year.
And the thing is, if you put Reggie Wayne in there ahead of him, it's because Reggie Wayne waited. It ain't because of the numbers.
Well, he might have to wait another year.
Yeah. Reggie Wayne's gonna have to ice up.
Yeah, facts. He's gonna have to wait, bro. He's gonna have to wait.
I'm telling you, like, yeah. I mean,
all right, okay, Dave. Let's move on. We got a lot to talk about. I ain't want to draw this out too long. We got to move on. But yeah,
now I'm looking. I'm looking at these numbers because I'm looking through these numbers. Like I'm trying to find out where Steve Smith is on the touchdown ratio versus Reggie Wayne. Yeah, nah. Yeah, you gotta put him in there. You got it. Yeah. All right. I'm backpedaling a bit. Yeah. You gotta. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. I think he might have a shot here.
Just saying. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on, Dave. We got to move on. All right, Dave. You want to give us that Manscaped love? Pause.
All right, guys, man, we talked about fantasy football. So fantasy football draft season is upon us, man. And it's time for you to put your PP back in PPR league with the sponsors of today's show, Manscaped. The leader in below-the-waist grooming just launched the new Performance Package 4.0. Don't neglect your balls like the Packers front office has been neglecting Aaron Rodgers. Join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get ready for kickoff by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code PNP. This will help you tame that Troy Polamalu in your pants. Listen, man, I don't want to get into one of these funny stories about when I had a nick down there. So I'm just going to keep it real and say, look, man, you got to roll with the Performance Package 4.0 to help you out with that. If you groom below the waist, the Performance Package 4.0 is an essential purchase. And good news for our international listeners. Their life-changing products are now available in Canada, the UK, across Europe, Australia, South Africa, and Singapore. Inside their Performance Package 4.0, you will find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag. First scheduled for liftoff, the new Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. This spaceship is here to guide you on a journey to trim your body, balls, and even your A-gap. This fourth generation trimmer also features cutting-edge. Look, man. It features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to the advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multifunction on-off switch, can engage a travel lock, and is even waterproof. The Lawnmower 4.0 also has a 4,000K LED spotlight, which allows you to be as accurate as that clip of Brady playing catch with the football throwing machine. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker. It's like having Derrick Henry run through those tough nose and ear hairs. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and uses a 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual-blade system. This nose and ear hair trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those sensitive holes. Don't forget to use the Crop Preserver ball deodorant and the Crop Reviver to help your little bench warmers be on their A game while feeling the sun's heat. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Get 20% off and free shipping using the code PNP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping using the code PNP at manscaped.com. If your significant other is nagging you about how much time you put into your fantasy team, you might as well gift them with some beautiful balls with Manscaped. And always remember, your balls will thank you.
Yo, facts. Shout out to Manscaped, man. Go on over there and get you
I know y'all laughing. It's fine.
Yo, hilarious, man. Love those Manscaped reads, bro. Awesome.
That was a first ballot Hall of Fame promo right there.
Facts.
I appreciate it, man.
Facts. All right. Let's move on. All right. So we got to talk about these injuries, man. It's a lot going on at training camp. We were pretty clean the first couple weeks or first week or so, but now it's getting kind of ugly. So AJ Bouye, we start with AJ Bouye, man. AJ Bouye is gonna look like he's gonna be out for a little bit, couple weeks, due to some hamstring or some lower body and somewhere down below.
Probably needs Manscaped, bro.
He might need some Manscaped help, but somewhere down below, it pulled something. Okay, and so he needs some help. And I'm not sure how long he's gonna be out, but hopefully he'll be back. At some point before the preseason, to at least get some reps in before he serves his 2-game suspension. So hopefully that's the case. Shaq Thompson did come back. I think he shed his red jersey, so that's dope. Matt Paradis, he left. I think yesterday's practice with back tightness, was excused from practice today, so that really didn't matter too much. Austin Larkin has a groin injury. He might need some Manscaped love for sure.
Well, besides the fact that he might need some Manscaped love, did he make it back to the roster on IR?
Yes, he did. He did. He made it back. He got waived and he made it back through. So he is now on IR. So he's the first player we put on IR. Denzel Perryman, this dude ain't looking so hot. Apparently, coach said that it ain't looking too good for him. He's not recovering as fast as they like. Couple other guys ended up in red jerseys: Darius Clark, Kenny Robinson, Miles Hartsfield, Clay Johnson, and Cam Irving all had some sort of tweaks or injury. So this sucks, man. We were doing pretty good here with the injuries.
So our starting left tackle was injured?
Yeah, he's got a shoulder injury. I don't know how serious it is. But yeah, it's not pretty. Not pretty. So any thoughts on these injuries before we move on? It's a lot of injuries here, bro. A lot of injuries.
Man, I'm worried about that linebacker group, I'll tell you that. Jeez.
Yeah.
Shaq Thompson, Denzel Perryman. We're gonna have to be relying on Jermaine Carter and Christian Miller and Frankie Louvu week 1, it seems like. So
yeah, a lot of those guys.
Patty gonna make the team after all, huh?
Yeah, Patty might make
this team with these injuries, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
They like Clay Johnson too a lot. I think he was getting first team reps.
Yeah, but he got hurt. He got hurt too.
Oh, did he?
He's got a boot. Yeah, he got a boot on.
Oh man.
So yeah, like you said, that linebacker group is tough, bro. Yeah, it's not looking good. Not looking good, man. Clay, but we did, like I said,
predictions at Jeopardy, man.
We did get Shaq back though, so that's a positive. If you like Shaq, but outside of that, man, we look pretty stuck here. This is not that linebacker core was already pretty thin from a talent perspective, and now it's just even thinner. So I don't know, man. I'm a little concerned here. Hopefully they're all minor. The major injury is Austin Larkin. So outside of that, everybody appear to be short-term injuries. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Any more thoughts on these linebackers or any injuries?
Yeah,
Matt Paradis. Go ahead, man.
Go ahead. Oh, Cam Irving, man. I'm tired of this team. We talked about this on our podcast. I'm tired of this team, this patchwork crap at left tackle, and then they try to bring in someone to revitalize his career. I mean, he was on IR twice with the Cowboys last year. And we're not even in the preseason game 1 yet here, and Cam Irving's already out, and now it's an upper body injury. I think he had an MCL sprain or tear with the Cowboys. So this offensive line, you're gonna need solid blockers out front for Sam Darnold, and having all these guys out, and Cam Irving, who's supposed to be starting on the blind side for Darnold, it's not good, man. It's scary as hell.
Yeah, well, I agree, and we are huge proponents of fixing the offensive line. So you speaking our language. I feel like we haven't done a good job in a while with the offensive line. So it sucks.
I thought it was kind of crazy that right after we released, I know we're going to talk about it later, right after we released David Moore, the offensive guard, who also can play center, Paradis got hurt. Now, granted, it was minor, but that still was bothersome, because I'm like, yo, you out here knowing that your offensive line is going to be like super flexible, super fluid until you figure out what the 5 is going to be. You can't be affording to be releasing freaking offensive linemen so early. We're not even
that timing was so crazy, man. Why now? Like, I don't understand that release. And he was such like a fan favorite coming in as the undrafted free agent, and people were excited to see what he can do. And I don't know, just the timing it just seems weird to me.
The thing that bothered me more than anything else is that I wonder if they legitimately thought that this man had a chance to clear it. Because you wouldn't do that unless you thought he had a chance to clear. I know why they did it, because they probably figured that Larkin's probably going to go on IR. So they wanted to get 2 more, because the 2 people that they picked up were both edge rushers, if I remember correctly, defensive ends. So I think that was about Larkin.
Safety. They picked up a safety too.
Oh, they did?
Okay, they've got so many safeties, bro, that they picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
maybe they know more than we do on the Paradis injury. I'm sure it's nothing more than a little tightness. They're giving him a day off, and he'll be right back tomorrow. It could be one of those things too.
Yeah. So again, we were huge fans of David Moore going to an HBCU. He went to Grambling State, so we were really cheering for this cat. And I always put it in perspective as an undrafted free agent. Like we knew it was going to be uphill battle for him to make the roster. You know what I'm saying? Like it was going to be uphill battle for him. Like, and I tried to reflect that in the videos I was making, even though I was a huge fan of him. But it is super surprising to me that you let this cat walk. Like, it's so early, man. Like, why not? You got to at least see this man in a game. Like, you can't cut this man this early. As highly touted as he was as an undrafted free agent, like you knew he was going to get scooped up, bro. You knew it. You had to have known he was going to get scooped up by somebody. And that's exactly what happened. The Jets ended up scooping him up to add to their already improved offensive line this offseason.
Yeah, man. I at least give him time in a preseason game. I mean, come on,
that was my beef.
Yeah,
like it could have waited. It could have waited at least you see him play one game. Because if you're already making a decision to do it, then you probably think that he's probably not going to be able to clear the waivers anyway. So I think they could have let that man play a game.
Just play devil's advocate. How many times did you talk about this guy over these last couple?
Not at all. Hardly at all. It's been quiet in the streets.
But at the same time, but I mean, come on. It's he's an undrafted free agent, first of all, and you're talking about what, 11 days in the training camp, bro. Like, you gotta see this cat. And again, he got scooped up like immediately for a reason. He was your main target in undrafted free agency for a reason. Like, I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying that I'm saying that he deserved an opportunity, at least in a game, to prove himself, right? I don't understand.
The other thing too, it isn't like he got scooped up by a team that was near the bottom of the waiver.
Yeah, they were number one,
the Jets, bro. The Jets was either one or two, something like that. So like they used their waiver order to get this guy. So I mean, it's likely he's probably going to make the team for New York. They wouldn't have used their waiver order like that if he didn't get a shot to make the team. So and you thought so highly of him that you gave him a multiple-year deal as an undrafted free agent. He was signed through like 2023. And he was there was guaranteed money to that deal too.
you thought highly enough of him to give him that deal. So it makes no sense. And again, I'm not saying that there isn't something out there we don't know. Maybe there's some issues that they couldn't work out. I don't know. But from a play perspective, I've seen this man play at Grambling. Like this dude, again, raw talent, but he's good. He's a good player. You can shape this man into something. I feel like he deserved at least one or at least a full preseason to get it figured out. That's just my opinion, bro.
Isn't Trent Scott from Grambling as well?
Yes, he is. Trent Scott is the reason why David Moore chose to come here.
Yep.
Yeah. That makes it even more interesting. Like you got somebody on the team that's, sticking up for him and say like, hey, we should give this guy a chance, and then you cut him. Like I don't get it, man. There's definitely some questions there.
But then there's more questions I have. There's an additional layer, right? So they give this kid a shot. You bring in Cam Irvin to come compete for the Trent Scott's job because Trent Scott was the beeline to be the starting left tackle for next year. So you bring in Cam Irvin to compete against Trent Scott, and you out here already letting this boy go because he played with David Moore while he was at Grambling. So it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? But then it goes back to my whole discussion about when I bring up about the fact that where Fitterer came from, they didn't exactly been known to protect the quarterback there over in Seattle.
Yeah.
And I know we're trying to give him a pass and say, oh, well, he wasn't a GM. Well, dog, we out here not trying to protect the quarterback. So it's does not compute.
Yeah, I don't get it. And again, as fluid as our offensive line is, as many questions as we have around our offensive line, it just doesn't make any sense for you to release any offensive lineman at this point. Like you need to explore all options at this point.
Yeah, and Matt Rule's always preaching competition breeds the best out of his players, and then he cuts a guy. I could probably go on all day, but yeah, he cuts a guy that's coming in like we've been talking about, highly touted undrafted free agent, and I'm sure he was bringing competition to the offensive line room. I mean, I don't get it.
Not only that, he's versatile too because he preaches versatility too. Matt Rule does.
He can play center.
He can play center. He can play guard. So like, it makes no sense. But again, I'm hoping there's something under the covers that we don't know.
Look, man, I want to listen, man. All right, I'm going to ask y'all a question, and this is a legitimate scenario. Well, it could be legitimate.
Yeah, this dude, it doesn't.
No, hear me out. No, hear me, bro. Hear me out. If the media, because we ain't got credentials, if the media asks the proper questions about David Moore, if you hear anybody say, "Oh, we thought he would clear waivers," what would you think?
I would think we have a really, really incompetent front office, and that's what I would think.
Okay. Just remember this, because believe you me, I think somebody's going to ask him. Sheena, Joe, somebody's going to ask him. And when they do,
I didn't hear him ask that today.
You
would have thought they would have.
Somebody's going to ask.
See, that's why we need credentials, Dave. I don't want them, but that's why somebody with some sense needs credentials to ask the.
Well, no, I mean they can still ask them. We got time. I mean, it's just my thing is like, if somebody asks him that question, and and they come back and say, "Oh, we thought he would clear waivers. Good luck to him in the Jets." I'm gonna be like, "Yo, it wasn't like the team that was like it wasn't like the Chiefs did it or the Bucks did it." You know what I'm saying? The team with the second highest waiver priority got him.
Yeah,
that's what bothers me.
I would be asking myself if Marty Herney was back in front office if that was the answer.
True that. So it's interesting, bro. It's interesting. It doesn't make any sense,
bro.
Not only that, I'll take it a step further, Dave. There's another guy that's playing some really good football over with the Kansas City Chiefs right now. He's actually been named a starter, and his name is Trey Smith, who we chose to take a long snapper over. And we were really, really big fans of Trey Smith. If you watch our live draft party, we thought that Trey Smith was going to be our pick in the 6th round. It did not happen. I think he ended up getting like the pick. Got picked right after us. Yeah. So like, I don't know, man. But it's so many questions around this offensive line. It just doesn't make sense. You would release one of the I would think the bright young stars, not necessarily stars, but one of the bright young players.
But here's my thing, man. Maybe they think maybe they think their line is fine.
We'll see.
If they think their line is fine, and Darnold's out here dancing, scrambling, all in the pocket, starts throwing these picks, I don't want to hear it's the line's fault because they obviously think the line's fine.
We'll see. All right, let's get through the rest of these releases. Austin Larkin, again, he did get released, cleared waivers, and came back. He is on IR for the Panthers here, so he's not going anywhere. Mason Stock ended up getting released earlier this week. And JT eBay, the film that went viral, obviously he is no longer with the team, was dismissed shortly after that hit that went viral by yours truly on from Panthers on Tap right here. Their video went super viral. Crazy that they let this guy. Any thoughts around that though? Any thoughts around the release? I know it happened last week, but any thoughts around the release of JT? Like, was it valid? No.
It's about
it was valid. It was valid. Yeah. I think we shared the same sentiment about it. Matt Rule was trying to set the tone and make an example out of this guy, and he did just that. And I mean, this guy was on the cusp of not even making the roster, so I don't see a problem with it. You're gonna get the people who are traditional. Oh, that was a good hit. The old defensive guys that love the big hits. But you look at it, if that was DJ Moore getting rocked or Robbie Anderson, you wouldn't be saying that. So it had to be done.
I agree with that. Dave, what was you gonna say?
It had to be done, but like Curtis said, it was about setting the tone, bro. Like, it was about, like, Matt Rule has been passing these messages to his team about playing safe, get off the ground, all that other stuff. I think he was ready to set an example to somebody, and I think this was his chance to do that. I think it was warranted, but I think it was about the team dynamic too.
Yeah, I think the point of cutting him served more of a purpose to the team than JTIB was ever going to serve for the Carolina Panthers. So
he wasn't going to make the team anyway.
Yeah, I mean, was he even going to make the practice squad? I don't know. So
no.
Yeah. Yep. I don't think so either. But
go
ahead.
Nah. I mean, they obviously didn't think David Moore was going to make the practice squad either. So.
I don't know. All right, so other releases, those guys, Ventel Bryant, Oscar, I'm not going to try it, and Mark and Michelle.
Grachovic.
Whatever, Dave, you need to be the last person trying to pronunciate any names on this game. We all know where that went last time, so don't even try it, bro. And Mark and Michelle, he also got released. And we made a couple signings, and obviously Stephon Sullivan, I know he didn't get signed. He got activated, so I just wanted to reflect that activation on this slide. So he did get activated from the COVID list. I think he was out there today. I wasn't there, so I don't know. I didn't get the chance to see him in the jersey and see him come out, but I think he was out there today. And there's a couple other signings. I don't really know, most of these guys just bodies. But what
there's
I thought
no. One guy on this list is not a body.
Who is that?
Rod Smith.
He's a body too.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He got some pretty decent playing time with Dallas when all the injuries was hitting.
He's a body.
Bro. Okay. All right. He's a body.
He's a body.
Okay.
He's a body. He fits right along with the rest of these cats. All these dudes are body. But what I found interesting from these signings was all these safeties, bro. What's the deal with all these safeties? Did that ring send off alarms for anybody? Like, there's 3 safeties that we signed here. I know we lost one in Ibe, but what's the deal with all these guys? I don't.
Yeah,
dude, I'm not scared here.
Yeah, I know Sean Chandler's been getting a lot of playing time. It looked like with first team. So I don't know if something's going on with Justin Burris or they're kind of worried about depth at safety. If they're, if with the linebacker depth, maybe they're thinking about playing Chin more at linebacker and they're looking for more depth at safety. So I don't know, but it definitely is worrisome. And then they brought in a couple linebackers, which I think was a need. Which on our podcast last week we talked about bringing in somebody like KJ Wright that's still a free agent, but
yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, but yeah, it definitely raises some concerns.
So any more thoughts on these signings, man? Again, I agree with you, Bryson. I think that that they're going to play Chin more in his wild card role all over the place, linebacker. And I think, they wanted to get him reps at safety at training camp, but I feel like, they're going to move him back and kind of move him all over the field when push comes to when the rubber hits the road. He won't be a safety full time. So I think they really want to find some guys to kind of, and again, we had the opportunity to draft some safety. Didn't do that. And it's just, it's crazy. I don't know what's going on, but I'm a little worried about these safeties, bro. And it's not like we bringing in, big time ballers here. These guys are just bodies. You know what I'm saying? So I'm concerned about that. Concerned. All right. Any more thoughts on these guys?
You think any of them will make the team?
No. Apparently, you think Rod Smith is going to make the team.
I didn't say he was going to make the team.
Well, why'd you make all that ruckus if you don't think he's going to make the team? What was the point?
I think the man's going to be competitive, and if they are here signing all these safeties, I mean, you got to start thinking maybe one of these safeties is going to make the team. Just a matter of which one's going to play.
By default, yeah, you're right. You're right about the safeties, but Rod Smith is not making the team, bro.
No, I mean, you never know. I mean,
no, I know.
You don't know. You don't know. An injury changes everything, bro.
Yeah, okay, injuries. You're right, injuries. But if all was in a perfect world and everybody healthy, he's not.
He ain't making the team. But all right, we'll see.
Let's move on. Let's move on. So the rookie report again. I just put a couple arrows by some guys I thought who were having a good week. J.C. Horn. I think J.C. Horn, ever since the pass came on, bro, this dude is starting to ball out. You've seen pass deflections. You've seen interceptions. I think he's got He's 3 for the entire camp, training camp. This dude's balling, man. Terrace Marshall, at any time he gets an opportunity to take those 2 reps, he looks really good. Tommy Tremble's looking good. I know he had some struggles early with the drops, but Tommy Tremble's looking good. I saw him catch a couple touchdowns when I was there. Davion Nixon, his name is starting to pop up a little bit more, seeing him, make some plays. And Deontay Brown, I think he got some run with the ones today, if I'm not mistaken. So those names are starting to pop up, and I like what I'm seeing out of this class. Shi Smith had his turn last week where he was putting up some decent numbers and putting up some highlight catches. Keith Taylor, he's also doing well. So is there any thoughts on these guys this in isolation to this week, or I guess entire camp? Any thoughts on how they're doing?
I think that's a damn good class there. I think they did a hell of a job drafting this year. And like you were saying, J.C. Horn is a dog. When we were there, he was just bullying wide receivers. It really wasn't fair what I was seeing. And Terrace Marshall obviously has been balling out, just making some ridiculous catches. And Chuba actually was at a really good day when I was at camp with talking to you that day. I saw some nice cuts, and it seems like he's going to be a solid backup. Curtis, did you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good class. You'd like to see a left tackle in the top 3, but that's for another conversation. But J.C. Horn, yeah, he's good. Matt Rule mentioned him being a little too touchy. He's got to keep that under control because that's a little I'm not too worried about it because that's just the physicality of him, but he's got to make sure he can limit those as much as possible. I think Terrace Marshall is going to be a big surprise. He's just a physical freak. When I went to the first camp a couple of weeks ago and I saw him, that guy looks way bigger in person. I've mentioned this too. I think he reminds me of like a Des Bryant. And I hope he ends up turning out to be something like that. He can play all over the field. He's looked sharp when he gets the opportunity. I'd like to see more about Brady Christensen. You see him here and there, but it feels like he's in those second or third lines when you look at the offense. I'd like to see a little bit more from him. Keith Taylor's another guy I'm curious to watch over these next couple preseason games. And then Shi Smith, I really like that guy's a burner. Could maybe replace Curtis Samuel. And then Chuba Hubbard, hopefully he can hold on to the damn ball. He had that off the hands at Fan Fest, and Sean Chandler scooped it up. So, but yeah, that's really about it. I mean, I'm excited. Some of these guys, it looks like a pretty good class.
Yeah, I agree. Again, I think Chubas had some issues holding on to the football. I think he had a fumble today, I think, or I don't know when it was. It was outside of FanFest. I don't remember what day it was. I don't know if it was Sunday or today, but he's got to work on holding on that football. I think he again dropped a couple balls. So I don't have the arrows by his name, but I have seen him a little bit more than what I saw in the first week. The first week, I really didn't see much of him at all. He is starting to come out a little bit more. Christensen, I need to see this. Christensen, I have not seen much at all from this dude. And for him to be this, this second round guard, third round tackle, I haven't seen it. That's just me. It's really difficult to kind of look at the offensive line. Those numbers get kind of tightened up. It's really difficult to see those guys sometimes, but I just haven't seen the dude. So yeah, outside of that,
if he doesn't, I'm gonna be honest, man. If he ain't starting on the line, we're gonna have to have a separate discussion about that pick.
He's not, Dave.
Yeah, is he the next Greg Little? That's what I said last week. Is he the next Greg Little? I mean,
I'm not gonna do that to that man. I'm not.
It's a valid point though, and I think it could.
Yeah, but we didn't spend as much draft capital as we did on Little, so I'm not gonna do that to that man.
Fair enough.
I'm not gonna do that to that man. So. From that standpoint, I'm not ready for that. But I really think he needs to be started by season's end. I'll tell you that.
They want to know how the long snapper's looking. I couldn't tell you.
Oh, no. I mean, we already know what the conclusion of that's going to be. He better make the team. Otherwise, I'm going to be more heated because of Trey Smith.
Obviously, I know how Trey Smith is looking. I tell you that. He's all over Twitter.
Dog, like throwing people. I don't know. Like, didn't we interview somebody from that Chiefs front office?
Yes, I believe so.
Damn it, we should have hired him. We would have fixed the line.
Yo, they went out and immediately fixed their line,
bro. Dog, they saw what happened. Dog, they saw what happened to Patrick Mahomes, and they fixed everything. They said, "Not again. You must go. You should not see the start lineup. We're fixing all this. Medical problems, no problem. We're still taking you." And they started 3 of their rookies.
3 rookies starting,
and that's why they win games. That's why they win games, because they got a front office who does that.
We out here sitting here in these streets, out here wondering if Brady Chris could get even start spot, cutting a premier undrafted free agent.
Rolling into the season with Cam Irving at left tackle. Come on now.
And Pat Affleck at left guard. Like, what are we doing?
Man. Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yep. I said it when I was on ESPN Upstate the other day. I said the exact same thing. I said, look at what the Chiefs are doing. Again, that's why teams are winning, right? That's why they are winning.
The thing is, the first thing they did was to get Teddy out of here. They didn't even think about fixing that damn line. They said, Teddy, you got to go. Sammy, you're in. Oh, sorry about the line, though. And that's what they're saying to Sammy. Sorry about the line, though. We're going to get this man killed.
We'll see. I will say that when Paz came on, we saw Sam Darnold's legs a little bit more. We saw him taking off a little bit. Utilized.
He gonna have to. He might need to go get Cam's legs at this rate.
Might have to get
Cam's legs at this rate, man. God, man.
Funny. All right, let's get into stock up, stock down real quick. I got 3 names that are trending up. 3 names that are either we ain't hearing much about them, or they're trending the opposite way. So this again, just 3 names I picked out. I think I fixed them all up. We'll see. I can't remember. I think I might have one that's incorrect. But anyway, we'll roll with it. Hey, listen, Dave, did you really think I was gonna come up here and not have Brandon Zylstra stock up? Did you really think that was gonna happen?
Nah.
I was gonna come up here and not put Brandon Zylstra on stock up, bro. Come on, man.
He got to be stock up. He had a pretty good week, truth be told.
He did. He's been balling, though.
Gift bag aside, he had a pretty damn good week.
All bias aside.
Yeah, he had a pretty good week.
He's been balling, bro. He's been balling, man. He's been balling. Okay, let's take our bias out. Panthers on Tap, guys. You guys are there, too. What do you guys think about Brandon Zylstra? Don't say anything bad. I'll kick you out.
Well, Curtis
no.
knows.
Don't be out here talking about no bias and then tell him you're going to kick him out. We're not going to kick you out, man. Just what's your opinion on
I'm
BZ?
joking. I'm joking.
If you go look at my Twitter bio, it says Brandon Zylstra stands. So I'm a little biased as well. I love Brandon Zylstra, and I have for a long time. I think in the preseason, when he gets his opportunities, he just balls out. I mean, he looks like a legit receiver when he gets his playing time, and I think he deserves more. And even in camp, you've seen his, like, Sam Darnold throws it behind him. He's got the one-handed catches. He's toe tapping at the back of the end zone for the touchdown. I mean, the dude's a baller, plain and simple. I love Brandon Zylstra. Curtis can attest to that.
Yeah, Bryson's hopefully this is appropriate, but he's got a boner for Zylstra.
It's appropriate,
as far
bro.
As far as I mean, he's flashed. When I've been to camp, he's flashed. Is he going to make a big, I don't know. I don't see him making that much of an impact on the team. Maybe special teams. They don't give him enough opportunities. They're so stacked at wide receiver. Yeah, he might get one catcher here and there, but yeah. I don't see them giving him a whole lot. You got David Moore, DJ Moore, Robbie, Shi Smith, Harris Marshall. That's the top 5 guys I would, if I was ranking. And then you put in maybe 6 with Omar Bayless and Saunders, and so I don't know. I think he makes the team off of special teams, if we're going to look at it that way. But yeah, I think he's, from what I've seen, he had that, we posted on our Twitter, he had that one nice handed catch that Will Greer threw pretty crappy. But yeah, I think he's flashed so far. I think that's accurate to say his stock's up.
See, even with no bias, he deserves a stock up, bro. But he deserves all the stocks up. He will never be on stock down. That's a royal decree. Will never tolerate any Brandon Zylstra disrespect anywhere. That's my guy, bro.
Rashad, I got a question for you.
What's up,
question for you. Would you like to see him at punt returns?
Yeah. I think he could do it. I think he could do it. I think he's done it I think he's done it too. I don't think he's new to it. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, like a full-time job though. Like, Brandon Zylstra is on punt returns. That's our punt return guy. Yeah.
I mean, what do we have to lose at this point?
I think you might have better options. You might have, like, let's say Shi Smith. I think Shi Smith may be a better punt returner, but I wouldn't mind putting him back there. David Moore probably a better option too. But
oh, really?
Yeah, I think David Moore would be a good option at punt return.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I wouldn't mind putting him back there as long as he doesn't burst in the joint. We're going to his knees while he catches the ball.
Sideshow Rob said, "I think BZ could be the answer at left tackle for us."
He might have to.
Dude, we're running out of options.
We're
running out of options over here.
Getting low.
All right, we got about 200. We got close to 240 people watching, man. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel, guys.
Yeah, we got to get
a lot of watchers.
11,300. We need 2 more people. All right, so here's another one. Here is a stock down. Yetur Gross-Matos. It's just, I don't know if it's me, but I haven't seen anything from this cat, bro. I haven't even seen his name. Haven't heard anything about him. Haven't seen him flash. Just completely off the radar. And I think for a guy that's coming into year 2, we expect him to come around and turn that corner and improve based off of just improving from year 1 to year 2. And I have not seen anything from this dude. Is anybody else? Am I missing something? Am I off base here? Like, is anybody else seeing anything from him?
Yep.
I haven't. I would say be patient, though. Don't hit the panic button. Let preseason happen, and let's see what this guy can do in his second year. I wouldn't make too much out of not hearing from him yet. I would just be patient.
Yeah, I think last year he was going through some injury stuff, and when they drafted him, they said they had a first-round grade on him, and they were excited to see him sitting there in the second round when they took him. So he's definitely got the potential, and I think you do want to see more of him at this point through camp. At least say his name a couple times, but yeah, let's just be patient, see what he does through the preseason, and hopefully he comes in and does what they drafted him to do. So
fair enough. Dave, you got anything on YouTube?
He's quiet, but I'm patient. I know it's early and it's camp. It's still early, so I'm patient.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll move on since nobody has anything else to say about you two.
Nah, I don't want to kill him yet.
It's been quiet. I'm not killing them.
Nah,
I just think
it's for somebody that should be making that next level. I agree with you from that standpoint, but he's making a team. I'm not panicking over it.
No, yeah, nobody's saying he's not going to make the team. No, we're not saying that. I'm just thinking it's just quiet for him, bro. And you would think, and from my opinion, if it's me, right? If I see a team bringing in a dude like Morgan Fox that does the same thing I do, or
you should be concerned.
You should be like not concerned, but that should elevate.
You should step your game up. You gotta
step up just a little bit, in my opinion. That's just me.
I'm with you there.
And I haven't seen it.
We don't draft somebody. We shouldn't be we can't be drafting folks that high to be solid depth though. That's my thing, Slim. Like he was a second rounder, if I remember correctly, right?
Yep. Yes. First pick.
So he can't second rounders aren't solid depths. Second rounders should be starters, in my opinion. And this is the second year. And they're bringing somebody in to push him, in essence. Because Morgan Fox is probably ahead of him on a depth chart, as he should be. So.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just find it interesting. But all right, moving on. Another stock up for Sean Chandler. This dude's been balling, bro. Like, I've seen him all over the place. This dude he had an amazing pick. I think when we were out there, I think it was the same. No, it was on the near field, I think, when that pick happened. But he had a beautiful pick where he picked off Sam. Yeah, well, I think it was Sam. He picked off Sam, undercut somebody, and it was a beautiful, beautiful pick. I think he had another pick the other day, or was it today when it went off of J.C. Horn's hands. This dude's just having a good – and, again, for a team that needs somebody to show up from a safety perspective, this guy has done it, and I don't know about making the team. I think he should, based off of what I've seen and based on the other guys, maybe like Kenny Robinson. I've seen him flash way more than I've seen Kenny Robinson. Not even close, not even on the same radar. But any thoughts on what Sean Chandler could bring to the team?
He's a safety. They just signed 3 of them.
Correct.
They just signed 3 of them. All 3 of them. They signed 3 of them. It's looking like they don't know who their starting safety is going to be on one side, bro.
Yeah, what's going on with Burris, man? I thought he played decent last year when he was healthy. I thought Burris was decent, but I don't know. Maybe they're thinking something different. But yeah, Sean Chandler's definitely flashed. He's had a couple picks, couple tip. Went off the receiver's hands and he picked it off. And then he had that one really nice one undercut. But he's got that Temple connection with Matt Rule, and maybe he does mess around and make this team, and maybe starts. I don't know.
Yeah, I like him. I think besides Chin, he's the one who's really flashed at safety in this entire group, which is kind of sad if they're hoping Burris can hold his own again this year. But I like him, and my little tease, he might be on one of my lists that I had to make up for you guys. So we'll just keep it there.
Fair enough. Hold that thought. All right, so so that's Sean Chandler. I think he's having a good camp. I got Denzel Perryman, and listen, I hate to do this because of injury, bro. I don't want to put him up here because of injury, but this man is, bro. Like, what's good with Denzel Perryman, man? He was supposed to come in, be the starter,
bro. He
was supposed to be that dude.
I am going to disagree with this one, and I'm going to tell you why. You knew who we signed.
Fair enough.
The dude can't stay healthy. He couldn't stay healthy when he was in LA. So I don't agree with this one.
Fair enough.
Only because we know his history. That's why I
can't argue with that.
No, I mean, that's the thing. It's the same thing when I give Sam Darnold that heat about his injury history. Same thing. You know his history. This is who he is.
I think I agree with it, and I don't know how you guys feel about it, but solely on the not getting vaccinated part, I think his stock's down. He's
well. I mean, I was trying to see. I've been told that I talk about.
I don't know about that. Come on now.
I've been told that I talk about the Rona too much on this channel, so I wasn't gonna say anything about that. I was trying to give my man the benefit of the doubt because that's who he is. Because pre-COVID, he had an injury problem. That had nothing to do with the Rona. It just doesn't help his cause.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad guy or anything for not doing it, but I think definitely getting the vaccine, like Matt Rule stated before, it definitely helps your team. It doesn't hurt your team. So
it's an edge.
Yeah.
I don't look at the vaccine about whether you should or shouldn't, whether or not you have the right to do it or not. I look at it as you're in a competitive sport where you're trying to get every single legal edge you can, and sometimes illegally. This is the easiest legal edge you can get. It's getting
absolutely. Yep. It's a competitive advantage for
sure. It has nothing to do about your thoughts or how you feel about it. It's more about the edge. I'm bringing this down to the edge. You know that you can create a distinct disadvantage from other teams if you don't get it. That's where I'm at.
I don't think you can't put a stock down because you didn't get vaccinated. I mean, we're talking strict.
Well, I didn't do that.
This stock down and up is based off of, I'm assuming, play on the field. And he's injured, but this guy is still a thumper. I mean, and I kind of agree with Dave. I don't see anything that's really knocked him. We knew who he was coming in. I remember when we signed him, I was like, oh, well, he's a thumper, but, he doesn't play a whole season. So I don't know. I think time will tell. I think he's still going to be a force within the middle if he can stay healthy, but I'm not knocking a guy like he didn't get vaccinated. I mean, I want him to be vaccinated. Not saying I'm not knocking him for that. I'm just, his stock ain't going down because he's not vaccinated.
I agree. All right, so then we'll get off of Denzel Perryman, but man, this guy right here though, Dan Arnold, man, this guy's having an amazing camp. I mean, the Sam Darnold to Dan Arnold connection is at an all-time high right now. Stock all the way up, okay? And I was excited about this dude when we signed him. He offers something that we haven't had at the tight end room for a minute here since Greg Olsen left, and they are really putting effort into getting that connection going. I know you guys are seeing it. You don't have a choice but to see it. Everybody's seeing it right now, but it's just cool to see because this is what we expected, right? We expected these guys to have that connection. We expected this dude to be a red zone threat, and that's all I'm seeing, right? This dude he's killing. He's all over the place. Anybody else want to share their thoughts on Dan Arnold?
He made my tight end. I'll leave it at that.
I'll just I'd like to give a shout out to UW Platteville. That's the same school my brother went to. Wisconsin represent. I actually had a buddy who played with him in college too. Yeah, I'm excited. Me and Bryce were both excited about this guy. He brings something more than what Ian Thomas did, I think. He's a nice red zone threat. Another precursor to something I'll be mentioning later, but I'll just keep it at that. But I think he's become a security blanket for Darnold, and it's good to see. And I really think he could show out this year and build on what he did in Arizona.
Yeah, I agree with Curtis. Once they signed him and brought him in, he definitely brought something that they didn't have at that position. I like Ian Thomas, and I think he hasn't had, the opportunity in the offense last year to really show out, even catch-wise. But yeah, I think Dan Arnold definitely brings something that, like I said, we haven't had. He's that red zone threat, 6'5", 6'6", or however tall he is, and then he's shown in camp that he can go up and get it over safeties, corners, whoever. So he's a really good safety blanket for Darnold for sure.
Agreed. Any other thoughts on Dan Arnold? Dave, you got any thoughts on Dan Arnold?
When I did my tight end rankings for fantasy, he made my list, man.
Should have been on there, bro. You hating?
Nah.
You hating, bro. I told you about Dan Arnold, bro.
And I'll explain it on Saturday for my Patrons.
Okay.
I'll explain it on Saturday.
All right. Let's move on. Last stock down, Greg Little. I'm about I be trying to hold on. I had a little bit of expectation for this dude to come out and at least start grabbing some of those number one reps. But today, showed a lot to me, right? All these guys out, all these guys, that are not at practice. This dude's not cracking the ones, right? He's not even taking reps with the ones. He's a pure backup, whatever, tackle, whatever he is. He's just a backup. And for a guy coming on a contract year, I would expect him to at least make a push. But I don't see anything from Greg Little, bro. I'm not seeing it. He's running with the twos. Didn't even get a chance to run with the ones, even when injuries were occurring. Anybody else feel the same way as I do?
I mean, the Bills laughed at us when we drafted him. When Marty Herney drafted him, the Bills laughed at us. I mean, he might not make the roster this year, and I don't think that's even a hot take. So.
Real talk. I thought that because I thought somebody like a David Moore would get him out of here. So much for that. He's got a better shot than we're giving him credit for to make this team, which is unfortunate. I'm just being keeping. I know you're mute. I know you're laughing. And it's fine, but this is what. And see, that's my thing. Like I'm like, you let this man go tells me that you're probably going to keep this man on the roster.
Yeah, and can he even play any other position besides? Well, he can't play left tackle.
But that. I was going to say he can't play that effectively.
That's his position. Can he play any other position or attempt to play any other position on the line?
I think he got a shot at right one time, but he's just not a good play. I mean, he had issues coming out of college. Like these issues have followed him all the way. At least on a positive note, he is healthy. I mean, that's the positive. I mean, that's half the battle, right? Being healthy. But I just haven't seen anything from this dude, man. So he's on stock down. I thought he would take a little bit of a step forward and at least compete. Haven't seen it.
He's a concussion away from being out of the league. So
they need to cut bait and wash their hands of this shitty pick is what they need to do. It's time to move on. Realize they fucked up. It's that simple.
I agree with that. Well said. All right, so we got to get a Sam Darnold report. I think. Listen, I was the first week, and we try to do these grades by the week. And so Sam Darnold the first week I thought was not that good. I saw some overthrown balls, some underthrown balls. The deep ball accuracy wasn't there. However, this week when they did the red zone drills and they put the pads on, this dude has looked really good. Like he's looked competent. He looks confident. I'm really happy with what I saw from Sam Darnold this week, man. The red zone was there. The connection with Darnold was there. He's been accurate. He's cut down on those interceptions. Those errant passes are getting tipped. Or not saying errant passes, but the passes are getting tipped. They're not just inaccurately thrown footballs. I like what I saw from Sam Darnold this week. I mean, I'm not a huge. Again, I wasn't a big fan of us bringing Sam Darnold in, so I'm trying to like call it like I see it. And I gotta say, he was good this week, bro. He was good, so I can't hate. Any thoughts on Sam Darnold this week?
Yeah, I think he's been good. I mean, we saw him at FanFest. I thought he was decent at FanFest. He didn't have any mistakes, and I know it's more of a show they put on at FanFest than anything. But I think through Twitter and stuff I've seen of him in the red zone this week, like you were saying, he's done well in the red zone, which is something we haven't seen for a couple of seasons from this team. So that's exciting, and I wonder if they're showing off for the fans, proving that they do practice red zone drills for Teddy Bridgewater. But
right.
But they are.
They are, and it's fine. Let them. There's no shame. They need to, because Teddy was ethering them dudes, man. So, I mean, if that's the case, so be it. But yeah, I'm happy for Sam. I know I've been tough on him. I want him to succeed probably more than anybody else. So I'm happy to see that he's doing well, because he was scaring me a bit. But it still boils down to the line, man. The line's got to play well. But I enjoy what I see from a red zone standpoint with the tight ends. Like, that's a great thing to see right now. I think I love the fact that that's happening. But you know, he's getting better. He's understanding the system. Joe Brady's going to get a head coaching job if he turns this dude around, man.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
he's going to get a head coaching job.
Good point. Yeah, I'm content of what I've seen from Darnold. Bryson knows more than anyone. I've been hard on Darnold since they traded for him, but I think so far he's done what he's needed to do. First on the field, last off sort of guy, what Matt Rule wants. I'm just curious to see what he does in preseason. I think that will give us a little bit better picture of how he's come along. And like Dave said, I agree. I think the offensive line is going to dictate how he does this year too, though. So we shall see. But so far, so good.
Yep. Like I said, I was tough on the guy the first week.
Mm-hmm.
I think I gave him a C-. I think last week. This week I'm gonna give him a B+. I thought he was pretty good. There's a couple things he can improve on, but again, that's just gonna come with reps. So I agree with y'all. Like, listen, he needs a preseason game. He needs to get out there, get some live reps, and we'll see where it goes. But I was happy with what I saw this week. I can't even hate. So shout out to Sam this week. All right. A couple other guys, just honorable mention. I think Dennis Daly's getting some good reps. CJ Saunders is another name you got to watch out for. This guy can punt the football too, which is crazy. We saw him out there punting one day, which is really weird. He had the punt shoe, the punt boot on, and the foot cleat. Whatever.
And that's why they cut the punter. They was like, we don't need you, bro.
That's probably why they cut the other punter, but it's crazy. It's crazy. So this guy, Omar Bayless, obviously he's been cooking. He was on Stock Up last week. So, man, yeah. And Christian Miller, he's another guy. I haven't heard much from him. He's still quiet, bro. He's still quiet. So, just keep an eye on those guys. Hopefully they'll, Christian Miller will bounce back and come back, but I haven't seen it from him. And those keep an eye on those other guys. All right. All right. Have you heard about the sack competition? Pause. Have you guys heard about the sack competition? Apparently, Hassan Reddick, Brian Burns have a competition going on to see who can have the most sacks. And a golf cart is on the line, Dave. They got a golf cart on the line. I want to know from y'all, who do y'all think is going to win the sack competition, and what are the numbers you were predicting?
Ooh.
Anybody want to take a stab at it?
Ooh. Yeah. I'm gonna go to the bank and mortgage everything I own and sell everything in my house and put all my money on Brian Burns to win that sack competition this year. I think he's gonna have a hell of a year if he stays healthy, which we'll be talking about later in our list that you made us prepare. But yeah, I think Brian Burns wins, and I mean, if he's healthy, I could see anywhere from 13 to 14 to 15 sacks this year.
Dave?
Yeah. I'm putting my money on Burns too. I don't think I'm gonna give up my house, but if I was a betting man, I'll put it on Burns.
How many sacks, Dave?
13, 14 in that range.
I'm still rolling with my 16. I had 16 and a half. Yeah, woo! I'm rolling. Curtis, what you got, bro?
That's NFL. That's NFL leading range right there, buddy.
16 and a half. Extra game. Remember that now. Extra game.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, that's
good point.
Well, I'm going to sound like a broken record. Brian Burns, 12 to 15. You love to see it. Hype man's going to be all over Twitter over it too.
Yeah, he's gonna be going crazy. But yeah, man, I think it's cool though, man. Again, competition should they should bring out the best out of both of them. And I love this. I love this, by the way. Like, it's super dope. Put a golf cart on the line. Golf carts is nothing to those guys. So I think I love it. Good competition going on. I can't wait to see. We'll keep track of it throughout the season to see who's winning. But yeah, all right. I just want to make sure. All right, let's get into this. This was a list that I asked everybody to provide, and I saw this floating around on Twitter, and so I was like, yeah, let's. This should be fun. Let's put a list together. And so this is my list. This is Dave's list. So I'll quickly go through mine, and I'll give you the quick reasoning. MVP Christian McCaffrey. I just think he's going to bounce back, prove everybody that he's healthy. And he's going to do what Christian McCaffrey does. I still think this offense is going to go through him at the end of the day. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You guys know how I feel about it. I just think the offense is going to go through him. He's going to get a ton of reps, ton of carries, ton of touches, and I just think he's going to be the man. Which, if he's going to make the MVP, I think that leads to him being Offensive Player of the Year as well. Brian Burns, I think he's going to – obviously, I got him going 16 sacks, so that speaks for itself. Breakout player, Derek Brown, I think he's going to have a huge season. I've already talked about that several times. Taking a step back, I got Robbie Anderson. Taking a step back. I don't think he's going to have another 1K season. I think with Christian McCaffrey coming back, with Terrace Marshall and all the other guys we have, all the other receivers, and I do think DJ Moore is going to take another step forward. With all that being said, I think Robbie Anderson is the one that's going to take a step back. My X factor is J.C. Horn. That's self-explanatory. I think if this defense is going to be as good as it is going to be, or could be, to fill out its potential, I think J.C. Horn needs to be that guy. So I think J.C. Horn is going to be that X factor for the defense. Sleeper, Dan Arnold, not becoming a sleeper anymore. I think he's going to, hold on, Dave. Can I finish?
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you finish.
Let me finish, Dave.
I'm gonna let you finish, and I'll say what I need to. And then I'll say what I need to say.
Dan Arnold, and then I'm worried about Cam Irvin. Go ahead, Dave.
So here's the thing, and I wanna give this caveat because when Rashad sent me this list yesterday, for a sleeper, it said nobody's talking about. I didn't think about it as a sleeper standpoint. I thought about it from a different standpoint.
Well, let me tell you why I did that. The reason why I did that was because what nobody's talking about is too big for this slide here, so I had to narrow it down. So I put sleeper. So you're right, though. You're right. Fair
All
enough.
right, just to be clear, because I think, I got a kicker down there as a sleeper, and I don't want folks to think, I think the guy's going to improve. It's more of a nobody's talking about type of situation.
Fair enough.
All right, so MVP. Look, man, we picked Sam Darnold up. I expect his dude to play, bro. Like I do. I really do. And I think the success of Sam Darnold, I think that means DJ Moore's going to have a hell of a year, which is why I got him as the Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year is Brian Burns for me. I think he's going to be added to be leading the league in sacks this year. Breakout player for me is Jeremy Chin. I think he's going to take a further step. The thought was that he's going to probably primarily be in the safety position. I think he's going to improve upon that as versus being the wild card. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to take a little bit of a step back. Even with him taking a step back doesn't change how I feel about him in fantasy. But I think he's going to have to take a step back if you expect Sam Darnold to improve what you expect out of him. Dan Arnold is my X factor. It's kind of tough. Like, I was wrestling between J.C. Horn and Dan Arnold for the X factor, which is kind of crazy to think that Rashad had J.C. Horn because I had two players and he told me how to get it down to one, so I picked Dan Arnold. So Dan Arnold's my X factor. I think he's gonna be a huge factor in fixing our red zone problems. And if Joe Brady is going to utilize a tight end like he normally did when he was the passing coordinator for LSU, I think this is going to be a huge factor in that. So I think Dan Arnold's going to be a sleeper from that standpoint and an X factor from that standpoint. Now, nobody's talking about, I said Joey Sly. I wanted to put the entire unit of special teams, but since I had to go to one player, I'm thinking Joey Sly. I think we need to pay attention to that situation. He really doesn't have that much competition. He's probably going to win the job. So that's something that we need to have more of a discussion about from a special team standpoint. And just like everybody else on planet Earth, I'm worried about the left tackle position. I initially had offensive line, and once again, I was told I had to get it down to a player. So I'll pick Cam Irvin.
Fair enough.
That's what I got there.
All right. So that's our list. You guys want to go through yours?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. My MVP this year, I had Brian Burns at MVP.
Nice.
I think what you were talking about earlier, Rashad, about his 16 and a half sacks, I think that's totally possible. And if he does have a year like that, offenses are going to have a nightmare with him, and he's going to cause a lot of havoc. And I think he has the potential to be, the best player on the team. So, offensive player of the year, Christian McCaffrey. I think that's a pretty easy one. If he comes back and stays healthy, I don't know if he's going to have 1,000 again, but I kind of agree with David taking a step back at that point. But I think he's going to be offensive player of the year. Defensive player of the year, Brian Burns. If he's my MVP, he's going to be defensive player of the year. Breakout player, I had Jermaine Carter at this spot.
Good pick.
I like Jermaine Carter a lot. I think he plays with tenacity, and he's a feisty linebacker, which we haven't had for a couple seasons. I like him a lot, and I think he breaks out this year and proves to be a solid linebacker for us. Step back. I don't think Hassan Reddick is going to have a season like he had last season with the Cardinals. I think he takes a step back with the Panthers. There's a lot of pieces on that defensive line, and I don't know if he's going to put up 12 and a half sacks again like he did with the Cardinals. So I think he takes a step back, but I still think he has a good year. I could totally see like 8-9 sacks, something like that. X factor. I put the offensive line as a whole, but Dave was talking. We got to narrow it down to one. So I'll put the left tackle position as X factor. I think this team goes as its offensive line goes. If the offensive line doesn't play well, then the team won't win a lot of games. I mean, I think if they play decent, then that they give us a chance to win some games, and if we win a couple more of those one-score games, that we lost last year, like eight or 9 one-score games, then we have a chance to make playoffs in a wild card spot this year. So sleeper, a guy we talked a lot about earlier, CJ Saunders. He has been balling out at practice. And the day that I was there and we were talking, Rashad, that's the day he was punting. I mean, the guy's doing everything. He's doing punt returns, he's punting, he's playing wide receiver, and it's not like he's not doing anything at wide receiver. He's catching balls. Quarterbacks like him. They throw the ball to him and make him go get it. So I think he has a legit chance to make this roster. And then worried about is a guy that I give a lot of flack to. Curtis can tell you guys. Shaq Thompson. I am worried about Shaq Thompson.
It's fair enough.
Yeah, I am. I think, going into next season, his salary goes up to like $19 million, I think, or something like that, because they restructured.
Yep.
If he doesn't show something this year, takes the next step, I think he could be cut after this year or traded or whatever. And I am worried about him.
Solid list, bro. I like your list, man. Yeah. That was well put together. Good insight. I like that.
Thank you.
Curtis, what you got?
Yeah, that's a pretty good list. MVP, I'm on the lines of Rashad here. I think it's Christian McCaffrey. He's going to have a bounce back here. I'm guessing he's going to be comeback player of the year this year. So hopefully that's the case. Offensive player, I went with DJ Moore. Guy's put together 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, his 4th different quarterback. I expect him to show out. Brian Burns, defensive player of the year, 9 sacks last year. He's going to have close to 15, I think. They've added a lot of pieces that you guys already mentioned: Reddick, Fox, Nixon, Daquan Jones. That's going to be a big help to him. Breakout, I got Jeremy Chin. I think fans are taking too much stock into this safety and freaking out about it. I think Jeremy Chin they're going to play him all over just like they did last year. He'll play a little bit more safety, but they're not going to take away the guy's strengths. Step back, I talking to Bryce about this. I struggled with this one. I don't even know if this is a fair one to do, but David Moore, I don't think he's going to have 6 touchdowns this year like he did with Seattle. I mean, I almost think this guy's on the cusp of making the roster. I don't know if that's bold, but I don't see a lot from this guy. The practices I've been to. And I don't think he's going to do that great. I think guys like Terrace Marshall, we talked about Zylstra, Shai Smith. I think some of these other guys are a little bit more flashy than what I've seen from him. X Factor, I'm with Dave on this one. I think it's Dan Arnold. He's become in camp Darnold's security blanket. He had 4 touchdowns last year. I give him 7 this year. Give him 700 plus receiving yards. I think he's going to show out. I really do, just from what we've seen so far. I teased this a little bit before. Sleeper, Sean Chandler. I think he's got a pretty good shot of making the team and a pretty good shot at starting at some point. He's had 6 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, a couple picks. Watch out for him. I think he could be pretty good. I didn't know if we had to pick one player or whatever, but I picked the entire offensive line for worried about. Yeah. I think a lot of fans are. Cam Irving injured. The guy can never stay healthy. He's supposed to be the true left tackle. He might not even start the year at that position because he'll be on the sideline. Pat Elflein is not a gimme at guard. He struggled with the Jets. I'm shocked. Sam Darnold. I'm sure Sam Darnold's a little worried about him even there, and he won't say that. But anyway, and then you got it's just the offensive line. It scares the hell out of me. It scares the hell out of all you guys. It scares out of everyone probably listening in this show right now. And it's probably the most important thing to dictate how Sam Darnold's going to do this year. So that's something we just got to keep our eye on, and hopefully these guys stay healthy and hopefully they recuperate their careers here like the Panthers are thinking it's going to happen, but we'll see. It's one thing that just worries me.
Yeah, I think I agree, man, because everybody knows us, and they get on us all the time because they always say we're bitching about the offensive line, and because we talk about it all the time. Our offensive line has been bad for so long, and we have all these reclamation projects that may or may not work out. And we had a couple of surefire opportunities to kind of fix it, and we didn't. But I agree that our offensive line is everybody should be concerned, bro, especially with the guy like Sam Darnold who struggled due to having some bad offensive line play. I don't know. I'm hoping it works out though. I'm trying to be positive, but I don't know if it's gonna be pretty. But I think Sideshow Rob has the best list out there. I don't know if you guys seen this list. I think this is the best list.
I was dying.
Up and down. He is. You are correct. You are correct. All right. So I think that was it. Oh yeah, we got the preview coming up with the Colts. Bringing the juice. I think that's going to happen on Friday. I don't know what time yet, but we will be previewing the Colts game with those guys, and we'll also I think we're going to live stream. Are we going to live stream the game day? I plan on it.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be on Sunday, right?
Yeah, Sunday NFL Network. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll bring back the live stream for y'all. But I think that was it. I don't think I'm gonna open up the phone lines because it's getting late. But yeah, this was fun, man. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
I got some breaking news thanks to Jared.
What's that?
Looks like the Saints and Michael Thomas are both in a marriage they don't want to continue with. A divorce is expected, and there will be plenty of buyers in that market. It looks like the Saints are about to trade Michael Thomas.
Crazy. Do you want to talk about this? Because I think it's kind of crazy. All right, so Michael Thomas, our good friends up the road are having some issues. They're having some issues here.
They say issues.
Yeah, Michael Thomas, and their kicker hurt too.
Yeah, they are.
The kicker's hurt, so they got some issues going on.
I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I hate that freaking team. They can burn down there, man. I don't care.
Yeah, we just had the battle royal the other day, and it's funny. This didn't even come up, like his injury and all that stuff. None of that stuff came up. So, I mean, it's crazy. I think hopefully we can take advantage of them early. Get that week 2 W. But yeah, then without Michael Thomas, bro, I don't see any ways to get a W over us.
Yeah, I saw something earlier on Twitter about how that surgery he had where Sean Payton was upset that he waited so long, but there was something earlier I saw that they didn't want him to get the surgery last season because they wanted him to play and get Breeze a ring before he retired. So they told him to wait on the surgery, and then he gets the surgery this offseason. I guess he waits longer than they wanted him to, and now
they wanted him to get the surgery right after the season was over. And he said,
he waited.
That man turned into Scottie Pippen was like, I'm not getting no surgery during my vacation. I'm gonna get this on company time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him. Yeah, I don't blame him. I
don't blame him either.
Yeah. But I'm like Curtis though. My younger brother is a huge Saints fan, so we always go back and forth. And
how does that work? How did that happen? You got to explain that, bro.
Well, my sister lived in New Orleans. She went to college down there, and my brother went down and visited her when he was younger, and just I guess saw the stadium and just became a fan that way. And he's just pulled for him since. But
he lied, and they dropped that kid on his head. Come on, be real with the people.
Hey, I can't argue with that, man. I can't argue with that. But yeah, I talked to him today about it, and he wants the Saints to trade Michael Thomas. I think he's kind of done with the antics that this isn't just a one offseason kind of thing. Michael Thomas has, had some troubles there for a couple seasons, and
he fought a teammate last year.
Yeah, slant boy. Somebody called him slant boy. He fought him. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. I'm glad they're having some issues down there, and I don't foresee them winning a whole lot of games this year. So.
Yeah, man, the Saints Q from the Saints guy, he was really big. He was like, yo, they're gonna win the South, and I'm just surprised nobody brought up the Michael Thomas situation, man, because that's important. Like that, he feels like they're gonna be okay without him. And I just don't think that is. I don't think it's that simple.
All I'm gonna say is this, and I'll give the folks a teaser. As soon as I heard Michael Thomas was having surgery, I moved Alvin Kamara as the number 1 running back in fantasy. No hesitation. He went from 4 to number 1. Numero uno. I jumped his ass all the way to the top as soon as I heard Thomas Davis was out. Michael Thomas was out. Said Thomas Davis. Michael Thomas, excuse me. As soon as I heard, I'm like, yep, Kamara goes from here to here because they're gonna work him to death.
Yeah, I'm forever grateful to Alvin Kamara. He won me $1,000 last year in fantasy football with that 6 touchdown game. So I'm just grateful for him.
Yeah. I played that guy in the finals, so I dodged the bullet.
Oh yeah.
If it was the week before, I would have been out of there. But it was the week after, so I won the chip.
All right. So any final thoughts before we get up out of here? You guys want to share where the people can find your show?
Yeah, give us some love. Give us some love on Twitter. Follow us at Panthers on Tap, and then you can search our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. It's just Panthers on Tap. We'd appreciate it.
That's what's up. Yeah, man.
And just a little
guys.
teaser. We're just two fans. We're sharing our love for the game, and we're talking just like these guys are. And then we do a little beer sampling at the end. Drink a little beer and give you guys some love with who would love to drink beer. So yeah, we give a little love to local breweries around town too as well. So yeah, go give us a listen. We'd appreciate it. And we appreciate you guys. We really do. You do
yes,
great
thank
work.
You guys so much for having us on.
Disappointed. I was searching YouTube this morning for you, and I'm like, I hope Rashad's at camp, and then I couldn't see anything. I'm like,
shit. My bad. So I was gonna go, but they pushed it back to 10 o'clock, and I had meetings, so I couldn't get out. Like I told people on Twitter, gotcha. I do have a job. I do have to work. So contrary to popular belief, I'm always doing Panther stuff, but I do have a job. So I couldn't make it out there. I do plan on being out there tomorrow. Hopefully they didn't move.
Gotta pay the bills.
Like yeah. So
yeah, like they were like, why doesn't Dave go? I was like, well, normally I would go, but pandemic, hotel rooms are ridiculous, rental cars are ridiculous, flights are ridiculous. I can't. Yeah. I couldn't swing it this go round.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out there tomorrow. And I think after that, man, it's not too many more practices left because they go up to Indianapolis the rest of the week. So we won't see them then. Then they come back and they got the Ravens joint practices, and then that's it. Really, it's only I think maybe 4 practices left.
No.
So yeah.
Hey, quick shout out to your Aggies. Quick shout out to your guys' Aggies. They got
man.
The gold for us.
Yeah,
they brought home the
gold for us. Yes, sir.
We talked about that. Yeah, we talked about that at the beginning of the show. Yeah, we always support the Aggies, man. We both graduates from North Carolina A&T, so we definitely. Yeah, man. We definitely rock full on Aggie stuff whenever possible. Whenever we can grab a W, we talk about A&T. So
we're gonna get a lot of them in the Big South, so we ain't got to worry about it. We're gonna get a lot of them things in the Big South.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. All right. So hey guys, I'm gonna get ready to close this thing out. Because I gotta go to camp in the morning. So listen, man, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. We are on the road to 12,000 subs on YouTube. It's crazy. We're trying to get there by week 1. So again, follow us on Newsbreak. Follow us on all the socials. Panther Nation PC. We love it. Keep pounding. We will see y'all on maybe Friday for the game preview against the Colts. Should be fun. All right. That being said, we out. Peace
out, guys.
Thank you, guys.